Hope you checked it out. Phillies coming out with a 7-6 win against the Braves. Nick Castellanos led Philly with 3 RBIs. Then last night on FS1, it was Trey Turner getting the Dodgers out to an early lead with a first-inning home run. LA holds on to win 5-3 over the Padres. The NLDS continues today, starting with Game 2 between the Phillies and Braves at 4 Eastern on Fox. And then it is Padres-Dodgers, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on FS1. Of course, it is all streaming on your Fox Sports app. Back to the NFL, Washington Commanders coach Ron Rivera apologizing to Carson Wentz. Rivera said the QB is why their team is 1-4 compared to how well the rest of the NFC East is playing. Rivera says he's had a nice conversation with Wentz, and now they're ready to roll. Shannon, are you buying this apology?
What Ron Rivera is saying, I'm sorry for all the mean, hurtful, awful, true things I said about Carson Wentz. That's what he did. Look, he's sorry that he said this out loud because this is the way he thinks. Ron Rivera is a lifer. He played in the league. He's coached in the league basically since he left the league.
Played for the 85 Bears.
85 Bears. And so for him to make this kind of an egregious mistake,
yep,
when he literally placed the blame of everything going on with the Commanders at the feet of Carson Wentz, was wrong. He knows it was wrong. He knows you can't do this under any circumstance. There's a way he could have said, Skip, you know what? Those other teams, they do a great job of protecting the football. But our defense got to do a better job of taking the football away. Hey, we got to get better on third downs offensively.
Yep.
We got to be able to get people out the field on third down defensively. Skip, there's a way that, you're like, hey, you keep hitting because third down, quarterback has the ball. Turning the ball over, quarterback has it. There's a way to say it, Skip, without directly saying it. I'm looking at Washington has issues not just with Wentz. They're last in the league. Skip, they got one takeaway. We're 5 weeks into the season. They've taken the ball away once. They're 25th in scoring defense. They're 28th on third down and third down defense. So teams are just continue. They get them in third down. Guess what? We stay on the field. He was wrong. Look, Carson Wentz is what he is at this point in time. I'm sure Carson Wentz says, hey, coach, I understand, but I'm sure he's hurt by it because nobody wants to be the sole blame or have it seem like I'm the sole blame for why we're not winning. They're not winning because offensively, they're not very good. Defensively, Skip, remember now, they got 4 first-round draft picks. High. Not no 28. High draft picks. And what? Nothing. So, yeah, Ron Rivera, he apologized, but he said, I'm sorry for all the true things that I said. I shouldn't have said it out loud in front of the media.
For once, I completely agree, and then some. Ron Rivera said yesterday, I told the team I said some things that were misconstrued.
No, they weren't.
I didn't present them properly. Well, they weren't misconstrued, but you did not present them properly. There was a way to say that nicely, to frame it correctly where it would be palatable to everybody involved.
Especially Carson Wentz.
Especially Carson Wentz. And now your issue is, unfortunately for all of us, you are about to play on Thursday Night Football tomorrow night against the Chicago Bears, but you're going to be in the national spotlight, and this will be the story of the night.
Yes.
The pregame up there with Fitzpatrick and Richard Sherman and
Gonzalez and Whitworth.
Yeah, and Whitworth, Carissa. It'll be the talk of the town, man. That they will go on and on about why did he say this about this quarterback and will this quarterback get over it?
Skip, you and I can say, well, the reason why they're not winning is Carson Wentz. He's turning the ball over. He has what? When you combine the fumbles and interceptions, he has 6, 7, 8 turnovers.
Yep.
That's why they're not. We can say that. But as a head coach, you can't lay all the blame at the feet of the quarterback.
Okay, but what had Ron Rivera just witnessed at the very end of a home game? It was 3rd and goal from the 2.
Right.
And Carson Wentz did Carson Wentz things.
Right.
If we could see this final play, you're down 21-17. You have to complete this ball to win the football game at home. And he throws it to the Titans.
The guy made a heck of a play.
He did.
But, Skip, when you go back and look at it, you go back and look. I want to know where he was supposed to go with the ball, unless he was supposed to scramble and buy some time. You tell me who's open.
I don't see anybody.
Who's open? Unless he's going to run around and pull a Kyler Murray and just run and take 20 seconds.
All I know is that receiver is not open.
He's not open, no.
He is doubled, and There's no hope on that. When it reminded me of Aaron Rodgers trying to force the ball to Devontae at the goal line. It's just covered. You're not going to get it through. He tried to sidearm flip it. It's Carson Wentz. He has fallen to 24th in QBR in the National Football League. He's on his third team in 3 years. And Ron Rivera spoke straight from a wounded heart on Monday because that's when he spoke he gave that answer. Why are you dead last in the NFC East? Quarterback. Well, that's the truth. It's about quarterback. So what has happened in Ron Rivera's career?
If I'm Carson Wentz, they ask me, why am I dead last? Carson, why are you dead last in the NFC East? Coaching.
Well, you could make the
Look
case.
at Nick Sirianni. Look at what he's doing. Look at Mike McCarthy with the backup quarterback has instituted a plan and going up, boom, boom, boom. Brian Daboll went on the road in London and beat Aaron Rodgers.
With Daniel Jones. Yep.
So coaching.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud.
So Ron Rivera got a little spoiled because for his 10 years at Carolina, he had Cam Newton, who won the MVP in 2015. He wasn't always available, so they had to mix and match with various other, back Derek Anderson had to play games here or there. But you had Cam mostly for 10 years. Then you go to Washington, and you got Alex Smith to start off with, and then you got Dwayne Haskins, then you got Kyle Allen, and then 2021 you got Taylor Heineke, you got Ryan Fitzpatrick. Obviously, he'll be there on Amazon Prime tomorrow night, but he played some games last year for Ron Rivera, and then Garrett Gilbert started some games last year.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? What role did Ron Rivera play in all of those quarterbacks being in Washington?
Role?
Yeah. I'm sure he had a large role with them being there, right?
Well, I guess he had to sign off. I don't know that that's his call.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So he wanted those guys. So, doesn't he get some of the blame?
I'm sure he wanted better than some of those guys.
Well, good luck with that.
How far? but we both said Taylor Heineke is about like 5'11". He had the nice moment in the sun against Tampa in the playoff game.
Right.
And he made it kind of dicey at the end of the game. He made it interesting. And then they try to go forward with him as a starter. He's just not good enough.
Right.
Okay?
That's it.
All right. So you're stuck and you're stuck and you're stuck.
Right. It's hard to find a quarterback. They don't become available very often. You don't get a Deshaun Watson without obviously some baggage came along with that. If you get one of these good quarterbacks, you get a Drew Brees, Skip, when he got a 10, 15% chance of playing. You get a Peyton Manning 10 or 15% chance of playing. Tom Brady doesn't normally knock on guys' door after year 20 and says, hey, let me play for you, guys. Can your boy come in and play? I got my own ball and everything. That doesn't happen. You got to draft, and a lot of times, you strike out. Drafting a quarterback is like a home run hitter. Skip, to hit it out the park or you strike out. Ain't no in between.
So I tried to tell you about your man Carson Wentz from the start. And here's the weird plot twist. Carson Wentz looks like Cooper Rush or vice versa. They look a lot alike because they're both redheaded, bearded. They kind of have the same facial structure a little bit. And yet the point is that Carson Wentz is combine perfect because he's 6'5", 240, big arm.
Right.
Cooper Rush has a nice feel for playing the position of quarterback.
Right.
It's just a feel. It's a knack. It's a command of the position that Carson Wentz never had.
What do you hear the guys say about Cooper Rush? He's our leader.
Calm.
Leader.
He calms us down.
When have you heard them say that about walking to him?
No.
As a matter of fact, when the article came out, everybody tried to rush to his defense, but a lot of people that tried
in Philly.
But Skip, a lot of people that tried to rush to his defense was probably a lot of people that was off the record talking about how bad he was in the locker room.
Probably true. I would agree. Throwing up their hands saying, well, we just can't win with him because we don't trust him. They don't trust him in the huddle. They don't trust him on 3rd and goal from the 2.
Right.
So that's Carson Wentz. 3 teams in 3 years on his way out. And Ron Rivera just couldn't help himself. He just blurts out quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true? Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Okay.
But he can't say it.
But he can't say it because he's also culpable for the mess that is the Washington.
And the thing is, Skip, his grip strength is starting to dissipate.
Yeah.
Every time they hit him in the pocket, what happens? The ball comes out. It's like a loose slot machine.
He's a slot machine.
And the thing is, in Vegas or in Jersey, wherever they have slot machines, it starts spitting out too much money. They take it off the floor.
They do.
And unfortunately for pretty soon, Carson, you keep turning the ball over like you are, they're going to take you off the floor, which means they're going to take you off a team.
So you're out on Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but look, I know what he is now. Skip, you look at him, Skip, you look at his numbers as far as passing yards, you're like, damn, he got that many passing yards. He threw, if I'm not mistaken, he threw for like 359 on Sunday.
Yep.
But it was the turnovers. You can't overcome. You're not going to be able to. That's the one position you can't overcome bad play. Skip, I can get away. You know what? If I got a bad left tackle, I just put the tight end over there. Hey, Chip, work your way out through that side. He touches the ball 65, 70 times a game. I can't overcome his bad play. Over time, it's going to catch up with me. And that's what's happened.
The more I study your game, as cliched as this sounds, it just comes down to who turns the ball over the most.
Oh, yeah, turner, yeah.
It's just going to...
And the further you go, the more you pay for a turnover. Once the playoffs start, the further you go, you start paying double. You start paying triple.
It turns the tables every time. It tilts the playing field one way or the other.
It's like that basketball. It's like that baseball. Baseball, they turn the errors.
Yep.
They end up costing one error, and then all of a sudden it leads to a 5-run inning that you should have been out of it.
True. I agree. Well, we get to watch Carson Wentz. I'll get to Wentz several times on Amazon Prime tomorrow night. Congratulations.
I might be working.